The strange genius of the Ford Nucleon was that it treated a car like a tiny power plant. The basic idea was simple enough to describe, even if it was incredibly difficult to build. A small reactor would create heat. That heat would produce steam or drive a turbine system. The turbine would then provide power for the vehicle. In theory, the car would not need a normal engine, a fuel tank, or a regular exhaust system. The heart of the machine would sit toward the rear, where a normal car might carry luggage, spare parts, or fuel. In the Nucleon's imagined world, that space became the chamber of the future. Ford's concept also imagined replaceable power units. Different units might be fitted depending on what the driver needed. One might be designed for distance, another for performance. It sounds bizarre now, but the logic came from a real technological mood. Nuclear propulsion was not just a fantasy. In the 1950s, it was being tested and used in settings where weight, cost, and control could be managed by governments and large institutions. If reactors could push submarines through the ocean, some people wondered what else they might eventually move. This is where the Nucleon becomes more revealing than practical. The design borrowed the glamour of nuclear engineering, but the automobile world demanded something very different. A car had to be cheap enough to sell, light enough to drive safe enough to crash, simple enough to maintain, and trusted enough to park beside a house. Every one of those demands made the nuclear car harder to believe. Shielding was a major problem. Radiation could not be treated like engine heat. It needed distance mass containment and strict control. A reactor small enough for a car was one challenge. A reactor safe enough for millions of drivers was another. Then came the everyday questions: who would service it? Where would spent power units go? What happened after a collision? Would people accept a reactor moving through city streets? The Nucleon did not answer those questions in a working machine. It raised them in the form of a beautiful, unsettling possibility. That is why the public reaction around atomic age inventions could contain both wonder and unease. The same technology that promised progress also carried invisible risks. The Nucleon was not foolish because people lacked imagination. It was strange because their imagination ran faster than the systems needed to make it safe.